We all want to live the creator's dream, having an empty calendar, no boss, financial freedom, but for most of us, the dream quickly turns into a nightmare. Because the truth is, most creators end up building the exact kind of lifestyle they were trying to escape from, turning their business into a worse version of a 9 to 5 that feels more like a 24/7. So, today we'll see how to avoid that and choose a business model that aligns with your values, gives you freedom, and still makes you a shit ton of money. So, let's start with a typical online business journey for most people. At first, you're excited. Everything is new. You start learning about the ins and outs of online business. You consume a lot of content. Maybe you buy a course. But very quickly, the first wall stands up before you, which is starting to create. And for some people, this simple step of creating and posting for the first time takes weeks or even months. And then after posting, the second wall appears. You are posting, yes, but to the crickets. You have no likes, no engagement, no support. And this is where it starts to get very lonely. Because your friends and family don't understand what you're even doing, and you can't even explain it to them because you don't even know either. So at this point, you have two choices. You either quit or you keep going. And if you keep going, your brain will naturally start to seek shortcuts. Maybe you will try content templates, trying a new business model or posting, drop your Substack below post on Substack, or the same kind of stuff on X and Threads. And as you are trying these shortcuts, you start losing confidence in yourself, in your ability to be heard, seen, and understood by your audience. So you desperately consume more content from gurus who seem to have all figured out. And as you listen to them, you will start replicating them. You will try posting about the same topics, using the same writing style, and adopting the same business model. And the worst part about this is that it can work. And that's exactly what happened to me when I first started. I was 16, low-key desperate to figure out how to make a good living. And my only realistic options was being a doctor or an engineer. And then I discovered that some people were making bank working from a laptop traveling the world. So I got obsessed with this idea, but I had one big problem. I was just a 16-year-old kid with zero real-world skills, unless you count 200 hours in Zelda Breath of the Wild and landing clean kickflips as real-world skills. So the idea of selling a course felt laughable, and I would have felt like a total fraud if I tried that because, to be honest, I was. And that's when I stumbled on SMMA through Iman Gadzhi. He wasn't the mega influencer he is today, but just a kid turning 18 and making cash with his agency. So that kind of lit the path for me, and I started learning Facebook ads and copywriting and documenting everything on YouTube. It felt like the best route for a clueless beginner like me. So I launched my first agency the day I turned 18. And to be honest, it was hell. Cold calls, cold emails, sales calls, client management, I hated every second of it. And I really thank God for Minecraft and binge watching Naruto to recover from the meltdowns. But still, I made it work. I signed clients, I got them results, and I even started teaching others how to build their own agencies. By 19, I'd moved to Estonia, and at 20, I hit my first 14K month. So on paper, I made it, but the truth is that I hated my life. I was glued to ad dashboards, constantly worried the client's account would get banned for no damn reason. It was an endless cycle of signing, delivering, losing clients, then starting over again. And the only thing I truly enjoyed was writing daily emails and creating content. So eventually, I shut the agency down to focus on that. But even then, something fell off because I was teaching SMMA while not doing SMMA anymore. And even though my students got real results, with some hitting 10K per month, I felt empty. And eventually, I burned out. Growth stalled, revenue fell, and I even hit 5K in debt. I couldn't pay rent or taxes, which was not my finest moment. But that's a story for another day. Long story short, I built a business that I hated, and it took me 3 years to realize it. And honestly, I wouldn't change a thing, because that painful detour helped me figure out who I am and what I actually want to build. But my point is that it's very easy to lose yourself in the process of building your business. Because at first you start with a dream, and as you desperately want to make it, you start listening to gurus online, and you end up adopting a lifestyle and business model that isn't aligned with what you truly value. And you can end up building a business that feels like a jail instead of setting you free. And that's why I stopped trying to build someone else's business and started designing one that actually fits me. Because I don't just want to make money, I want clarity, leverage, and most importantly, a system that I can enjoy running and that will support my creativity. So that's when I started building my own second brain, a system to capture what I learn, create offers from it, and grow a business around my curiosity. So if you're curious, I've documented the whole system inside something I call Noah's Ark Bank, and you will learn more on that later. But today, we are going to focus on breaking down the different business models that you can choose to build a profitable and purposeful business. Because my key mission with Noah's Ark is to help you build your own digital ark, a purposeful and profitable business that will help you achieve both financial and time freedom while being aligned with your core values. And I tried them all. I sold services, coaching, and courses. So I think my experience can serve you in better choosing your path so you don't spend years building something that ends up not fulfilling you in the long run. I will also assume that you, the viewer, want content creation as your main activity in your business. You are someone that don't only want to make money but want to do it while doing something that you truly enjoy and serve your purpose while nourishing your values and without sacrificing your freedom and health in the process. So with all that being said, let's begin. The first one is selling services, and this could be Facebook ads like I did, although I wouldn't recommend it if you aren't an absolute dashboard nerd, or things like ghostwriting or AI implementation, which are trendy services right now. Selling services is a great way to start as a complete beginner. It will teach you all the necessary skills to be a good entrepreneur, like sales, service delivery, and client management. It's also one of the fastest ways to replace your income with your business, as you only need 2 or 3 1K per month clients to make a decent living, depending on where you live. The problem with selling services is that it's often unfulfilling. As a freelancer, your daily lifestyle consists of reaching out to clients, answering Slack messages, sales calls, and delivering your services. And even if you go through the agency route and start building a team, you will just replace this task with management. So even if you manage to make room for content creation, you will end up only writing salesy pieces, and you won't have the freedom to talk about all the subjects that interest you because you need to always tie them to your service. So service can be great, but only for a certain type of person. If you are an entrepreneur at heart more than a creator, this can make sense. But if you have a creator spirit, you will quickly feel empty and bored by what you're doing every day. Now, the second one is coaching, and I think it's a better middle ground as a creator because you have more freedom in the kind of content you can create, and you have the benefit of selling high-ticket services that allow you to make an income with fewer clients. And helping actual people with their own problems in their lives is often more fulfilling than helping businesses. The problem with coaching is that it still requires you to outreach and have a calendar full of sales calls and coaching calls. I loved coaching when I was doing it, but it was very quickly emptying my social battery. I couldn't make more than 2 to 3 calls a day, which if your business is succeeding, rapidly becomes a norm. So if talking to people all day and making calls is easy for you, then it's definitely a valid path. You could also do group coaching to centralize your calls and have more freedom. But it still requires a lot of energy to maintain, so if you're like me and you love the freedom of an empty calendar, the next option will probably suit you better. So the third option is creating courses. Courses are often lower ticket than coaching and services, so it means you need more people in your audience to make a living. And there are different price points for selling your course. You could make a 1K course, but it means spending months creating it before launching it without knowing if you're solving an actual problem. And it also forces you to always promote that one course and have one funnel towards it. That's why I personally prefer going with what I call the course catalog route. Basically, the idea is to regularly create courses to solve very specific problems for your audience and make an offer at least once a month. This kind of courses will usually be around 100 to 500 euro per course and take a week to a month to create. So if your course is 200 euro, you need 10 sales a month to make 2K a month. But for people who value an empty calendar and having the space to pursue their curiosity and build what they want, I personally think it's the best path because you will only write content to build your audience and once a month make an offer on a new course or one of your existing courses. With time, you will build a catalog of multiple digital products and regularly run launches with discounts on them. And that's personally the model I'm going for right now. And yes, I'm making less money in the short term than if I were selling services or coaching. But my daily lifestyle is only filled with tasks that I truly love, and I basically spend my days writing content, building courses, and learning stuff that I find interesting and that will fuel my future courses and content. So now let's make a rapid detour to talk about paid newsletter, because it's a path that most writers on Substack want to take, but I don't think it's the best way to make a living as a creator, because to make a decent income with it, you need a very large audience of paid subscribers. At €10 a month, you need 200 people paying you every month to make 2K. This also requires you to always create new content for your paid newsletter to maintain it, and you also need to do an excellent job at keeping people subscribed in the long run. Whereas with courses, you build them once and then they become valuable assets that will make you money every time you do a launch or discount on your catalog. And you need fewer sales to make a living. So to give you an idea, my first course launch on Noah's Ark made me 4K with an audience of only 600 people in my email list. And my second course made 1.2K with around 800 people in my list, and the third course that I launched this month made 1.5K with an email list of around 1,000 people. And at the time I wrote this newsletter, I had someone on Substack liking my work and buying both of my courses after sending me a message. So even with an audience of less than 1,000 people in your email list, you can make a living selling mid-ticket courses. And my favorite thing about this is that you have a lot of freedom in what kind of courses you can create. In my case, I built my business in a way that allows me to write about second brain systems, AI, content creation, and I also plan to create courses around productivity, marketing, and other topics that I like. And at any point after building my catalog, I won't need to create as many courses, but I will be able to launch previous ones, giving me even more freedom. So, of course, it still requires you to be skilled in marketing and offer creation and all that. And building a brand that ties all of your different offers into one single goal for your audience can be tricky. But if you can pull it off, this is, in my humblest opinion, the dream business of any creator. Because from there, you can always add high-ticket coaching, group coaching, or even sell services if you truly want to. But you get to choose which clients you work with and charge a premium because this isn't your main income driver. So, to summarize this long video, there isn't the best business model as a creator. And yes, I lied in the title of this video, but what matters is understanding your friends, weaknesses, what you like and what you don't, and building a business that will suit you the best, depending on your personality and your ideal lifestyle. But understanding the pros and cons of each model will help you make a decision that is better aligned with what you truly want in the future. So as I said earlier in this video, my mission with Noah's Ark is to help you build your own digital Ark, a sovereign business powered by AI systems that allows you to achieve purpose and profit by leveraging your unique perspective. And the first step to do that and rise above the flood of AI slop and generic content that is out there is to build your own second brain, a digital asset that contains all your notes and writing in one place so you can create unique perspectives that will attract an audience of 1,000 true fans for your business. If you want a system to turn your ideas, your notes, and your creativity into actual income, I built Noah's Ark Bank, and it's a collection of the exact templates, SOPs, and workflows I use to build my second brain in Kortex, capture valuable ideas from the content I consume, reuse those ideas to create courses, content, and offers, and organize my knowledge in a way that compounds over time. So if building a second brain interests you, you can join Noah's Bank. It's free. You have the link in the description and in the pinned comment, and it's the first step to building your own digital Ark, a sovereign business that gives you purpose, profit, and peace of mind. So I hope this video gave you some clarity, and if you want me to further expand on my course catalog business model, you can feel free to comment on this video and I will create a dedicated video about it. So thanks for watching and welcome back to the Ark. Bye.